afternoon. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us today in Honorable Knowledge Seeker. Today I'm your host for the afternoon. My name is Badhun Das. I'm from Bangladesh, dear Knowledge Seeker. I'm proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and art certified international educational and training institute. In last years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective print is one skill just back or informal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like Trade On Portfolio website, Resume Builder, Cover Letter, Motivation Letter, and Wall Knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game, website, free course, converse sites, and many more. We help empower to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by global linear professional to develop all kind of views and promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can skill their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 1939 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1939 webinars successfully. They are IGP speaker, participant, and well wisher. At this moment, this is very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. So create an account for one with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy all features. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified certificate. Now it's easier and time on it because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive two certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download this certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, then you can download this certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download the certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participated in an award function which organized from my support with IGP, you can download that also. You can instantly prepare and download 18 types of business certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking MA 2020, 2021, and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tool, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, App School Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, the New Trend in Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, App School Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Tooling Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000+ international level quizzes, verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our student services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promise privacy, but lack of technical problem, we are late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous connection with the soft issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything, and check the details for all of my details. It's a cordial request to check all button and pages on our website. If you like and still benefit, thank you. But note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, we're going to start our 1940 webinar, which name is Reminds While Structuring a Paper. And today our speaker's name is Dr. Samir Babu M. He is from India. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker, sir, I want to share a very little bit about him. Associate Professor, Department of Adult and Continuing Education and existing Jamia Millia Islamia Central University, New Delhi, India. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much for your invitation. Shall I begin?
Welcome, sir. Yes, sir. Please
Thank
present
you.
your presentation.
Yes, thank you. Is it visible?
No, sir, not yet.
I shared. Is it okay? Not it. Not visible still?
No, sir.
Okay, just a minute. What happened? Okay, yes. Yes. Now, is it all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You can proceed now, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your nice introduction about IGP and the other aspects of academic concerns and the activities. I really appreciate the organizers for running one or the other programs on quality initiatives. So across the globe, all of you, many of us, they also will be benefited in one or the other programs. It's a very so nice initiative. Okay, and also it is a voluntary initiative. I really appreciate the efforts of the organizing team. Yes, of course, my concern is reminders on academic writing and publication. I'm so sorry for the initial disturbances because I have power load shedding here. Power supply is not there, so I'm sorry for the vague appearance in the video. I'm sorry for that because light is not available. Anyway, I'll try to present my concern. It is reminders on academic writing and publication. When we look into the research, of course the research and research focus is a significant concern for the academic people, right? Research scholars, master students, undergraduate students, those who are having interest in research, those who are interested to have to occupy a position in academics, especially in the universities and colleges of higher education. Definitely research matters a lot. Other than that, also those who are in NGO, the non-governmental organization, private firms, those who are in some of the corporate social responsibility field, they are also interested in carrying out one or the other researches. Okay, research focus is very significant in higher education. Of course, when we focus on research, definitely there are certain issues like writing, publication, certain concerns about manual. These are actually one of the significant concerns that we are writing. Writing is required. When you have a research, definitely it should be written somewhere, it should be published somewhere, and we have to get the visibility of your research. Then only it will be a pure research. This will be a so-called, what we call it as an outcome of your research, should be publicized, should be readable, should be in a form of reading, like a conference paper, either a book, whatever it is, an article. So you should make it as a report and make it as a paper. It is required actually. So when we talk about the research focus, publication, when you're talking about publication, there are certain concerns. When we are talking about publication, a significant concern is manual. So we need a manual to publish something. We have to follow a guideline for publication. This is some of the concern that we have to look into. When I come to some of the aspects of the publication, so publication, of course, we have two types of publication. As we talk about two types of publication, we have generally in the things like one is a research paper that we are publishing in an academic journal, maybe either regular issue or a special issue. It is considered as a what we call it as it is a research paper. Second is also a research paper, not in academic journals but in the conference proceedings. You are publishing after presenting it in a conference. In what are the differences between these two? One, the main issue I can tell you, main difference is that conferences are carrying out regularly, and its publication takes hardly 1 or 2 months. So it is easy to get publish your evidences of your research. That is one of the very significant thing when we talk about the publication or the presentation in a conference. So the publication will be easy. When we come to an academic journal publication, academic articles in a journal, that actually what issue is that generally it takes long time. So very minimum it takes 6 months to get your review and publish it. So maximum it may take 2 years for publishing. So now you are doing research, you are writing your paper. Again, after the research, it may take 6 months to write your paper, structure your paper. Again, you are submitting to paper in a journal. So they will take series of reviews and the proofreadings. So it may take more than 1.5 years sometimes. In some of the journals, they will take 2 years, complete 2 years for finalizing your result, what you have done today. So that is actually the scene. I'm just talking about it. So again, it will be delayed if you're not structured. If you have not structured it very well, again, it will be taking more time to get it published. Now comes to the um, publication. When you come to a publication, of course, the first concern, I am reminding you the first concern. So I know that most of you are reminded, you are all well known in the field of yours, and you have all the clarity regarding how to publish and present your paper. So my concern is that when you're writing a paper, when you're structuring your paper, first concern is that where I am going to put my paper, whether it is a conference, whether it is a publication, what kind of journal you are going to. So the actually the reading of the journal itself is it's the first priority that we have to look into, because once you have not decided the app journal, it will be leading to an immediate rejection for your paper. So whatever the paper you have written, whatever structure you have done, whatever input you have done, whether it is innovative, creative, all the ideas of academics you have put into, that is not a matter if it is not under the purview of the specific research journal. So main concern is that the research journal in which you are going to propose your paper should be related to your topic and the area that you have written. So here what we have to do is, once you look into a journal, search in the Scopus or Web of Science, whatever the database of the journals you have, whatever the indexing databases you have, look into which journal is perfect match for your paper. So of course you have done a research, you have carried out a research, so it is in a specific line. So you have to decide whether this is a perfect fit for my paper. So I have British Journal of Educational Psychology, I have School Psychology International, I have International Journal of Social Work, I have International Journal of Commerce and Management. So these are some of the journals. I'm just putting you a few names. But when I come to the publication, whether my paper is in line with the what we call it as it's a purview of that specific journal, whether the scope of the journal is matching to whatever I am proposing to get published. This is a very significant concern. Most of the I also, as an author, when I submitted a paper to a Russian journal, it was a Russian Journal of Education. I don't remember exactly the name, but it was Russian Journal of Education. I think something extra. Okay, Russian Journal of Education. So when I submitted a paper, it was well structured. It's my as an academician, based on my limited knowledge and experience, I have structured my paper exactly according to the concerns of the paper, concerns of the journal. But when I submitted, immediately after 2-3 days, I got a rejection. It is not under the purview of our journal. So you're publishing a journal publication article that is carried out in India, the study is carried out in India, and we are doing nothing about it because it is not under the purview of Russian Journal of Education. So go and publish somewhere else. This was the light message I was getting. So my point was that when I was looking into a journal, I should have gone through exactly the scope of the journal, whether the themes and sub-themes are exactly matching for me, whether the scope and area of the journal is matching to whatever I am proposing to get published. So this is actually the concern that I am I had to look into. But unfortunately, I had not done it before I structure the paper and send it to the publisher. So this concern is very significant concern while you address. Second thing is that the second reminder I have to tell you is that when you selected a journal as per the criteria, as per the significant contribution that you are going to, the area, the theme, sub themes, everything is perfect match to you. You have decided some journals. Okay, this is best fit for me. This journal is best fit. Learner and Society is best fit for me. Or the International Journal of Educational Psychology is best fit for me. So if I select this journal, then next point is that I have to look into some of the sample copies of the journal. So every journal, whether it is paid or whether it is payment basis, subscription basis, doesn't matter. They will give you a some of the sample copies to read and motivate the learners and readers. So otherwise, you may have the accessibility through your institution. Many of the institutions have all the subscription of the journals of Web of Science and Scopus, Science Direct, all the publications. You may be having a subscription through your institution. Well and good. If you have that institution, that is also well and good. So what I am suggesting you that if you have this, look into some of the sample copies, at least a few, 2-3 papers, see how they have structured it, what is the language look like, what way they have structured, what are the subheadings, what are the structure. So this is a learning after selecting a journal. This is a significant learning, and even though you are a seriously published author, still when you submit a paper to a different journal, definitely you have to look into whether it is best fit for you or not, whether it is you are going through whatever you're structured is in the line of the journal format or not. For that, we are reading the sample papers or sample articles, research papers, whatever it is, case studies, book reviews, etc., that you have to look into. So why? Because every journal may not have, even though they follow same style of writing. For example, we have style of writing. We have writing manuals like MLA, Modern Language Association. We have American Psychological Association manual is generally followed, APA manual. We have American Sociological Association manual of writing. We have American Anthropological style of writing. We have Harvard manual. We have Chicago manual. We have this is also followed in many of the journal databases and journals. Chicago manual. Sometimes we have Blue Book for law and all. We have Blue Book. There are there are many citation styles and manuals. So even though the style is one and same for the journals, but it may not be structured in same way. The way of writing and structuring the paper may not be exactly same for every journal. So if we structure a paper to one journal, it may not be fit for the other journal. So they need something extra. They may not be in need of something that you have written in first journal basis. So once you get a rejection, don't submit exactly the same thing to the other journal. Read what is their requirement. For that, what is required is you have to look into the sample papers and articles. Yes, next one is that submission manual guidelines. After reading the paper, after going through the style and sample paper, now the turn is you are looking into exactly the style guide of the journal. That is, we call it as the what we call it as exactly. It is the guidelines, other guidelines, submission guidelines, other guidelines, guidelines for the contributors. These are some of the names that we have seen. Other guidelines subtypes, guidelines for the contributors, submission guidelines. These are some of the terminology that generally their journals use while they describe the criteria for submission. Very significant it is. That is, so you have to look into exactly the thing. So they will explain. If you take some of the journals of Sage, if you take some of the journals of Taylor and Francis, Emerald, whatever it is, Science Direct. So all the journals, you can see that they are exactly giving you a guideline regarding how to structure your paper. Of course, you have to look into a few criteria. Definitely, one is the structuring of abstract. Because some journals have a structured format of abstract, because you have to write the background, you have to write the objectives, you have to write the sampling and methodology, then you have to write the result and findings and conclusion. This way, some paper has given you an abstract model of like this. Some of the journals have this slide. And some other journals, all these will be writing in a single paragraph, a paragraph model abstract. It is unstructured abstract. I am just calling it as unstructured abstract, even though it is structured. But I'm just labeling it as unstructured. In the same that it is not labeled as, it's not split into various subheadings. So various subheadings are there, then I call it as a structured abstract. Others are not called as I'm just calling it as unstructured abstract. It is not a standard terminology. For my convenience, I'm using the terminology structured and unstructured. You got it. So whatever the method of abstract, the style of abstract, whether it is narrative or it is a structured abstract, you have to look into that. All right, that is clear. Now again, sometimes clarity issues is that even though they follow APA commonly, they may not have the same structure of APA. Sometimes a little what we call it as a slight variation from APA. Even though the whole style is APA, structuring is APA, but sometimes there will be some changes in the manual because as per their journal criteria, they have some twists and some changes in the manual. This also you have to look into that. Now again, another issue is that some of the terminology that sometimes they start with an introduction, some journals will start with the background of the study, then sometimes you have a review extra, sometimes you have review together with the introductory part. So these are some of the things that you have to look into while structuring a paper. So guideline is clear, guideline should follow clear. Sometimes they will tell you which English you have to use, whether it is British English, whether it is American slang, whatever you have to use in writing, that is also very clearly explained in some of the journal. In some of the journal articles, when you submit, the images and table should be submitted separate as a separate file, and sometimes you have to include in the main body. All these are some of the requirements specifically unique to, or it is different from journal to journal. That is another reminder I would like to tell you. These are the basic things we have to tell you. Again, come to the body of the paper. Body of the paper doesn't matter what style it is, so you know that the style vary. So considering the journals, you have to look into the journal. So I have done a research on something in my B.Ed project, in a MA project, master's project, in an MSc project, or as a NumPhil student, as a PhD student, doctoral student, I have done something. So as such, you're summarizing and submitting. This is actually not what we expect, because journal has its own criteria, it has its own style guide, it has its own limitations in terms of words. Sometimes abstract should be 300 words, so you should limit it to 300, otherwise it is a negative point for you. Because if you are is what we call it as, if you extend or exceed the limit that is assigned by the journal, so it is not an indicator of success, it is not an indicator of acceptance. So that also you have to look into. Next is, definitely you have to look into the total word limit. Sometimes it will be 4,000, sometimes 6,000, sometimes up to 10,000. So that also you have to look into what is the style they prefer to have, what kind of limits they have put forward or they have fixed for the submission of the journal article. Now again comes to the introductory part. I'm not talking about the titles of introduction, background, whatever it is. So the main thing is that whenever you are submitting something, it should be very clear. The main research problem, that is, whatever you are proposing should be something new and novel. Otherwise, nobody will accept your, okay, this is casual, everyone has done it. So why you are again submitting a paper from India regarding that? We have plenty of papers on that. So we are least bothered about it. So this way, there will be a chance of rejection of your paper. So don't go for a paper, a problem that is already undertaken by many of the persons, and mostly they have one or the other similar kind of result. Don't go for that. Whenever you're writing your intro part, whenever you're writing your background of your study, in the first pages of your research article, research paper, what precisely you are studying and why it is important, this is highlighted. This should be highlighted. Why, what I am writing, what I am going. Don't beat around the bush. It is not well and good. It is not at all good for their publication, because writing precisely, significantly citing the articles and papers that you have come across as a part of your survey of related literature, you have to mention. Precisely study, tell the readers what precisely you are going to do, why the study is very important. So while analyzing the survey, while analyzing the related literature, related studies, definitely you will get the idea. Quoting that, citing this, you can do that. How original it is, that's another concern. How original it is, will it fill a gap in the other studies, will it fill a gap in other studies? So whatever you are proposing, whatever you are suggesting, whatever you are submitting, will it be able to find out a solution that is not addressed in the other studies? These are some of the things you have to keep in mind, because that makes your study very unique and novel. Because when it is already studied by people, definitely this will not be of interest by the journals and editors. So what you have to do is why this is significant, why it is not the XYZ, what is not like the ABC. My study is unique. The study X, this is one thing that is not had carried out by someone. This is not highlighted in many of the other studies that carried out in the in the recent past. These should be the criteria. Now, another very significant thing is then challenge, we can call it as what you are intent to do, why you are not going to attempt something else. So here, the limitations of your study, or sometimes we call it as along with the limitations, you can also list out some of the delimitations as well. What you intend to do and what you are not going to attempt. Definitely you have to look into, like when you come to the methodology, when it comes to the methodology, actually in many of the journals across the globe that is indexed in very good databases, is ISI index, we are talking about the Chicago ranking rank journals, we are talking about what we call it as the Scopus index, similarly the Web of Science index journals. The common criteria is that the soundness of methodology as one of the very prominent criteria. If your methodology is sound enough, definitely it will be considered as well and okay. Your methodology is well and good. All right. Oh, it is different. You have given a detailed description of what method you are going to use. This is actually needed in many of the peer-reviewed journals or so-called international journals publishing from some of the countries, like third world countries like India. If you look into some of the journals published from India, you can see that the methodology is very poorly written. Especially I'm talking about the subject, specifically the education, psychology and social work. So they will just write the basics of the method, what method you are using, what sampling technique you're using, what is the sample size, what tool you are using. Other than that, nothing is given about the details of the methodology, nothing is given about the sampling procedure. They will not be giving you details of the tools, its validity, number of statements, reliability, quotient like Cronbach alpha, how many statements are there, how will you, what are the procedures of implementation. So all these are actually very significant to write. So soundness of methodology and unique way of writing a methodology is a decisive matter in many of the journals. So that is also very significant. If whether you are writing, you are administering a questionnaire or interview schedule, what is your concern, so that also you have to mention. Whether you are carrying out any field research, conducting any field research or not, how will you collect data, how did you collect the data, how did you collect, because we are talking about the research result. It's a paper, it's a research result you are talking about. So how did you collect data, what was the procedure, how was the sampling, who are the samples, all these things you have to look into. Whether you have any library databases, articles, archives. So all these things structure you have to structure it in the methodology. This is another very significant concern. Come to the main body of the paper. Here also, sometimes people will say some meaningless dictation. Sometimes we will hear meaningless arguments. Sometimes people do. So everything, whatever arguments and thesis you build from your study, it should be very clear and focused. That is also one of the significant things. Come to the another very significant things here, people. Of course, based on the analysis, whatever the data, whether it is qualitative or quantitative, sometimes all these times we use the desired software package. If it is qualitative, we may go for the NVivo, we may go for Atlas TI, we may go for WEFT. All these are the qualitative data analysis platforms. Similarly, we have quantitative, lots of quantitative analysis techniques. Listrel we have, Geometric we have, SAS we have, SPSS we have, SPSS Amos we have, RStudio we have what we call it as MATLAB we have, PSW, lot of Python. All these are the StartCraft we have. All these are some of the software applications and platforms that we have to analyze the data. So data analysis and structuring of the data analysis as per the desired manual is very significant. And again, when we come to the discussion part, Sometimes many of the, as I told you, many of the Indian journals, they are least bothered about the discussion part. You submit it, okay. If you submit it, it's almost okay. They will take it. They will not consider whether you have a discussion or not. So this is actually, I'm criticizing actually, not defaming someone or somewhere, or it is Indian journal good for nothing. No, 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 not like that only. I'm talking about discussion is very significant in a research. Discussion means it is you are just matching one to one the studies that you have reviewed, whatever studies you have reviewed, whether the result is matching to you or not matching to you, whether incongruence or whether it's opposing your result or not. So we have to discuss in the light of studies carried out before on the same area. That is what very significant in a research publication. So when you look into some of the significant publications published by various reputed journals, you can see that discussion is one of the significant one. Maybe 3 pages, 4 pages as discussion of the result of your specific study. Sometimes it will be a contextual discussion of the study that you have carried out sometimes, and many of time it is a study-based discussion. That is what required for claiming that it is one of the very significant piece of academic work. Clear. Then conclusion should be very appealing. Conclusion should be very significant. Whatever you have done, whatever you have received after the analysis, the same thing you are concluding in a different form as a conclusion. Then work cited, whatever the work cited, that we call it as references, not bibliography. Bibliography is also, we use bibliography in the project reports. Bibliography we use in the thesis dissertation, because this consists of all the references or the materials that can be referred to other than what you have referred to. So in the bibliography, everything under the sun related to the topic or that is supplementing to conduct your research, that you can write it as a bibliography. Otherwise, the references consists of all the studies or the documents that you directly refer to make the specific document. That is what we require, the references. The list of references you have to give, and in the alphabetic order you have to write. Also, main thing is that you have to follow the exact style of academic writing as per the desired manual, as per the desired style of the journal. That is also very significant, and most of the time people they are least bothered about it. It should not be like that. When you have a command over academic writing, when you have a command over writing and structuring the bibliography, it is well and good. Everywhere you will be accepted. So reading, understanding, and disseminating information about references, this is a wonderful thing. You have to practice it. Otherwise, you don't have a future. You will not have a future in the academic publication. Without citation, without referencing, without the knowledge of the referencing styles and manuals, you don't have any future in academics. This is the significant things. If it is APM, read, practice, discuss, share, all the things you have to do. These are some of the things: reading, discussion, sharing, practicing, and disseminating. All these things required related to academic writing and publication. So this is what I would like to highlight. Now, when I look into the plagiarism, you know that the copyright, plagiarism, licenses, intellectual property right, all these are some of the things. I have mentioned some of the guidelines here. So some library guidelines or blue book guidelines is here. Sometimes APA 7 style is given, MLA handbook is given. So some of the model citation links I have given. So you can also take a screenshot. Otherwise, it's simply Googling, you will get the details regarding that. So this is what I would like to mention. So everyone will get. These are some of the very basic reading of APA. First, second, and third, I have mentioned the blue book that is specifically mentioned for what it is for the blue book, that is for the law. Third one is in the corner, left-hand corner below the picture. I have mentioned below the image. I have mentioned that is actually the MLA 8th edition. MLA, we know that Modern Language Association. Most of the language people generally use in their respective area. Even some of the language journals, they use APA. Sometimes the law journals are also using APA. Sometimes you will get blue book. So we cannot guarantee that the subject based it will be structured, because sometimes in the interdisciplinary journals we have a learner network journals that is Common Grounds .com. So in that you will find some of the pedagogy related the journals, but they follow the Chicago manual, not the APA, because that is not dependable. Style is up to the journal. Style is up to the journal, but subject wise we have some specification. Even some people from education also they follow IEEE manual. Some of the technical institutions running some of the education related programs of PhD or doctoral or master's degree in education, they sometimes follow the IEEE manual because their general pattern is IEEE in engineering. So they follow the IEEE for education discipline as well. So this is what I would like to mention you. So this is the related to the manual. Now the general concerns, general reminders regarding the things. Don't misrepresent yourself. Who are you? So that you have to clearly mention who are you. Be honest to the reader. Whatever you're writing, be honest to the readers. Not it is nothing about something wrong you have to include. So honest to the reader. While you're writing, be honest. Don't include anything that doesn't answer the question. Sometimes people have a criteria that whatever, okay, from a journal or from a book you are writing, you started writing, keep on writing. Sometimes you are in a sleepy mode, sometimes you are fatigued, sometimes you are just not in a position to recall what you're writing. So you are just copying, pasting, and doing some analysis and some paraphrasing. So sometimes it may not be exactly related to the topic. It may not be answering the question that you are proposing. Don't include such kind of things. Only the relevant thing exactly for your subject area, include that. Don't lengthen your paper unnecessarily. Some people have a criteria that, okay, I've done all these things in my PhD, I've done all things in my doctoral work, I have to publish everything. No, it is not your concern. It is not your work. They are selecting the paper as per the guidelines of their journals. Don't say that this is required. So come to the pinpoint, because you're an academician. As an academician, you should have the ability to precise and shorten your paper, precise writing, summarizing, paraphrasing, shortening. All these are the skills that we require as a part of academic work. So this is it. Don't lengthen your paper unnecessarily. Don't reveal incomplete ideas. Sometimes we mention some incomplete ideas. For example, you can say capitalism is not a proper way of way that address equality or equity in education. So for example, I am just giving you this idea. So I have not mentioned anything as references and citation, but I just write a sentence like capitalism, where capitalism is going on in the administration, in the government, such kind of countries are not in a position to ensure the social justice or whatever it is. Some incomplete information. I'm talking about, I'm not giving you a sentence. I'm giving you a sentence that has an incomplete details. These are incomplete. Otherwise, you have to write from where you have taken, why you have mentioned these ideas. So you have to expand further and give the citation properly if you have the address and details. Right? This is the thing. Don't exceed the recommend word limit. I have already mentioned about it. So research is to be scientific. Whatever I have mentioned in the left, this is research is to be scientific. Scientific research, there is no shortcut for research. And research is not everyone's cup of tea. If you're lazy, if you're talking about my family is disturbed, I have kids, I have to look into my job, I have to concentrate on my duties at home, duties in the public, I am a politician, I'm in the government. So this is not your cup of tea. Research is to be scientific, and it is the cup of tea of not everyone. Those who are interested, those who are genuinely a researcher, that is also a reminder for all of us. It is not by somebody is doing for you. No, it is not good. You are not fit for the industry. You are not for the industry, I mean academic platforms. Like, sir, there are so many generalizations. Sometimes government schools are good for nothing. Sometimes in some of the thesis we can see that government schools are good for nothing. Sometimes people write in vacuum without any reference, without any citation, they are writing. No method is available to teach mathematics perfectly among students. Only my method is significant. I'm talking about some blended learning, or I'm talking about some mathematics games and puzzles, and for teaching how it is effective. Then I'm claiming in my background that no method is perfect and available to teach mathematics. How can I tell without any references? In vacuum, don't say like that. Don't say these kind of generalization. teachers of mathematics is good for nothing. Teachers of mathematics, they don't know how to precise and make the concept experiential and life centered. These are some of the common notion we use, but these are some of the generalization, but without any background. If you have some generalization, cite the study, cite the research results, then it's okay. Don't forget to reference, for to give reference. Don't cite Wikipedia because I've mentioned why, because I've taken from reference is given. I've taken from this do's and don'ts of scientific writing papers. Why? Because the Wikipedia is editable. So you can, it's okay, well and good. It's for teaching, for references, for understanding the idea. Wikipedia is a very good platform. I don't undermine, but I don't underestimate it. But what we call it is, why we call it as not, why we consider it as not to cite, because it's an editable platform. Anyone can edit it. If they approve it, it will be like that. So don't go for citing that. Don't plagiarize. Proofreading is essential. These are some of the things. Yes, use clear language. Sometimes ambiguous languages. People use ambiguous language. We are reading lots of sentences because they clubbed a complex sentence, made a paragraph, big paragraph of 600, 700 words, and made a single line, single sentence. How can I concise? How can I precise it? I'm not getting anything. We are reading because it's related to my topic. So this kind of unclear, vague languages never use. Whatever presenting the ideas and methods justify why this method is taken. Why I have taken a focus group discussion for that. Why I have taken a phenomenological approach for my study. Why the grounded theory is suitable for my study. Why I have taken narratives as one of the things. Why t-test. Why one way ANOVA I have taken. Why analysis of covariance. Why I have a multivariate analysis of variance. Why I'm going for a logistic regression. Why factor analysis is fit for my study. You have to justify when you're putting some of the ideas or methods. Make sure that the data, figures, formula, these are correct. Cross check it, double check it. When your data is not in normality, it may not be getting exact. Then go for the non-parametric statistics. So while analyzing the data, while presenting the figures and formula, make sure that there is no error. Double check it. Make sure that you are not making any mistakes. Take a help of other person, those who are having similar kind of interest, to cross check it. The fourth one, as per this Researchify blog, it's a blog of do's and don'ts. I have taken it. So don't write something is having it's a collection. It's a collection, just a bunch. No, bunch of sentences will not work. Sequential arrangement is required. There should be a sequential arrangement. That's try to write in a sequence. Ensure that you have carried out your test with sufficient number. Sometimes you are going to have a calculation of linear regression with 50 sample. So it is not advisable. As a parametric test, the regression minimum 200 is required. You are performing a structural equation modeling. Less than 200 is not at all permitted. 200 is okay. It's a satisfactory, not good. If 300 plus, it's good. If 400 plus, it's okay. Very good. Otherwise, if it's 100 or 50, going for structural equation modeling kind of analysis is good for nothing. Don't go for such kind of analysis if you don't have sufficient number of sample. Citing the reference, simple style of writing. This is not a showcasing of your vocabulary. It is a reading. It is reading your research. Check for errors. All these are the requirements for us. All right. Again, research for clarity. I've mentioned the term research for clarity. Clarity is required. You're researching, clarity is required. Don't make use of words like, in my opinion, I believe, I think. This is not recommended as per another blog I've mentioned here. It's the same blog, I'm sorry. So here actually now it is contextual. Again, I am putting word, it is conditional. So in some narrative researchers, some of the qualitative researchers, you may use like that. You may use like that. It is possible. But many a time, it is not possible. Don't use the first person pronouns in certain cases. In certain narrative researches, you may use. Certain qualitative researches, you may use. But not all the time. Don't make up stories and add unnecessary details. Sometimes people have they are adding many details that is not at all related to that. Don't make general statements. I have already told you. don't exceed the limit, follow the guidelines, don't forget to cite. These are some of the things I have already mentioned, the other, because this was another source, that is why I mentioned again. Now, what is the possibility to do very good research and the publication? Collaboration is required internationally, nationally, wherever possible. Collaboration doesn't mean that can you put my name, I will also put your name. Can you put my name in the paper, I will also put your name. This is not the collaboration. This is unethical. This is against the policy of publication. If you do something significant for the paper, do collaborate, put your name. If you're not at all doing any paper, any significant contribution to the paper, never ever ask or go for collaboration and putting the name, putting the name for the sake of getting publication and citation. Collaboration is maybe cross-country collaboration, inter-country collaboration, intra-country collaboration, whatever it is required, you can do it, distribute it, distribute the duty. I'm writing the intro part. Can you go for the collection of the data? I'll collect the data from India. Can you go to collect the data from Bangladesh? This is the collaboration. I will write structure the paper. Can you do the statistical analysis? Whoever is proposing the paper, he or she will be the first author. This is also, there are some technical concerns and the clarification regarding the collaboration that you have to follow. Support system, try to have a support system in an institution, like whatever the support system you have for funding, for proofreading, for the what we call it as the getting an ethical approval, all these support system to be ensured. Plagiarism services of your university or college, paraphrases, some of the paraphrases you can use it. Make sure that you have the services of your university. Writers assistants like Grammarly, Ginger, all these can be. Now there are many AI tools also to do that. Now some of the ethical misconduct in research is also, we are talking about falsification, fabrication, plagiarism, redundant publications like duplication, salami slicing. All these are not fabrication. We know the fabrication. Selective or misleading report, spin and hype, you must be knowing that. Not disclosing the fund, that is also a misreporting. Sometimes fail to report or misreport, that is also an issue. Informed consent is not taken, ethical committee approval is not taken. All these are some of the issues. These are some of the references for whatever I have mentioned. Now, fabrication is manufacturing the data, whereas falsification is alteration the data value, alteration the value, omitting the outliers, image of manipulations, changing the measurements. All these are falsification, whereas fabrication is creating the data sheet, manufacturing the data, creating graphs and images from vacuum without any things, creating the informed. All these are fabrication. So these are some of the general reminders for you. Be a good publisher, be a good writer of your paper. Make sure that you have a good ethic or ethical guidelines are strictly followed, and you are submitting a paper as per the guidelines of the things. Thank you so much. This is my time, and now I'm giving you the time for clarifications, queries, submissions. I'm happy to welcome some of the guidelines. Thank you. Your best practices, your ideas. Thank you so much. I've done with my presentation.
Thank you so much, sir, for a rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Is from Kingway. Sir Samir, what determine the style of writing a research paper and journal?
Yes, actually, the research paper, when you're writing a research paper, there are many styles available. So, subject wise, there are differences. So, one you can do that I have already told you, there are differences like what we call it as MLA style, APA style, IEEE, Chicago Manual, Harvard Manual, Blue Book, American Sociological Association Manual, American Anthropological Association Manual. These are some of the manuals. So you have to, from your subject area, you may have a style of writing accordingly. Style of writing in the sense how to write, how to structure your paragraph, what is the suggested font, what is the font size, what should be the title, what should be the title, abstract, how many words you should have abstract, how to write the title of the abstract. So where should place your table, where should place your images, how to write the images and tables, all these, including all these, and finally how to write the references, how to write books, how to write journals, how to write multiple volumes, how to write translation, how to write compilation, seminar proceedings, dictionary, encyclopedia, YouTube, TV program, radio program, newspaper, bullets, leaflets, lectures. All these have different style of writing, presentation of references. So everyone is not. If it is online journal, another format. If it is offline journal, format is different. If you're a chapter in a edited book, another format. So all these you have to look into. For that, guideline is given, that is known as manual of writing. And for the journal, they will be giving you how to write it. I hope I have got a answer. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. So there is no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the nice opportunity. All the best to all of you. Thank you. Bye.
Honorable sir, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is a regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Sorry, first we have webinar certificate. So, webinar certification. So, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will listed our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Their IGP knowledge is time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will listed our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next with the learning test, passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edioigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next with the learning test, passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.edioigp.com, log in and sign in. Without this, you cannot join quiz competition anywhere. Browse the live quiz button and given link. Log in with your user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join and join online quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Profession. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 16 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is allow the presenter to enter reference notes and reminds while showing a purple slideshow to an audience. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our next question is, what was so important to the eggplant while structuring a pyramid and the west side of the nail? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 60% people are right here. Our next question is, the person sometimes needs reminder to turn off his video game while we are zooming. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 80% people are right here. Our next question is remind on member's account that must be presented to the member while on a call is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 17% people are right here. Our next question is who need reminds to not talk while others are talking and to lower their voice. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 75% people are right here. Our next question is which communication is best to send employee remind while working from home? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our next question is which system of those conceptual remand do I use while reading the Bible? Is it option 1 or option 2? অর্গ মাউসের মাঝখানে এটা কাজ করতেছে না কেন? কোন জায়গায়? না বাসায় এক্সট্রা মাউস নাই না? এমনি এক্সট্রা আছে? কিনতে হবে। Option 2 is the right answer. 55% people are right here. Our next question is who had the most reminds to get to class while chatting in the hell? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 17% people are right here. Our next question is this person sometimes needs to turn on his video games while we are zooming. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 27% people are right here. Our last and final question of the session is Miss Foster give you to remind for tracking while in Champs Raid you continue tracking. What will happen? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 82% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our other quiz competition top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed you. Will never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy, stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to regulate the people of Think Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the unlike button, I can also thank all IGP knowledge seeker for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.